And there we are. Boom, boom, bam. We're live. What's up, everybody? How you doing? How you doing? Great to see everybody out there. How'd y'all like that thumbnail? Stan 3 put that together. That was from our trip with the wonderful, awesome Mike Chavez. And y'all keep Mike and his wonderful wife, we call her Mama, in there. She's had some health issues going on, so definitely they can use some prayers down there. We starting out with 10 awesome people in the house. Catfish fever and outdoors. How's it going, Lynn? Good to see you. There's Sampy out there. Boom, boom, bam. Bugman22. Thank you very much, my friend. Welcome to the Two Stands Fishing memberships. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We will be adding some new icons. We got a few good ones, I think, and we're going to be adding some more. Two Stands 3 is out there. Definitely appreciate that. Don R. Great to see you, Don. That's right, Don. It does. It jumps back and forth, and that's the best way. You check it every once in a while. Keep it as a guide. You know, if you're trying to grow the channel, you want to see it going up, and you know it's gonna go. We must have passed 900 10 times or more. It'll go up, down. But just keep, the big thing is putting content out. I love the hatchery videos, and I actually got a question about that a little bit later on. There's Catfishing with Kaz out there. Kaz, how you doing? Great to see you. Jello. And Catfishing with Kaz, another Two Stands family member there. Thank you. Definitely awesome seeing everybody in. Let's switch down to this one down here. Ooh, Guerrero Bagre's out there. How's it going? Skull Rush, Chucky Morgan. Central Valley, I say Central Valley. Mike Irvin, how you doing? It is awesome seeing everybody. Let's see. Someone popped up here. It says that there's somebody waiting. I don't know if, I don't know if you've seen this guy too much. There he is.
Hey, let me in.
What's up, Dan?
What's up? Happy Friday.
That's right. Happy Friday. And speaking of Friday, I was supposed to have a fishing Friday today, and it did not work out for me. However, I know two people that it did work out for.
Man, you missed a good one.
We got Eddie G out there. Ernie the Hog Snatcher. How's it going, my friends? Wade, how's it? King's Catfishing. How's it going? We Carmel Muncie, Dave G, 36 awesome people in here now. I fooled everybody. I started on time.
I know, right? You even fooled me.
Austin, Redneck Outdoors. How you doing? Grace Family Fishing. I think we got everybody. Lance, cool guy. Can't forget the cool guy. Crappie Day Fish On. Thank you, Kaz. Saying, please hit the like button. Yes, it does help the channels out. All right, I think we are caught up. Stan 3 was trying to make it. There's Dan, King's Catfishing, saying, Dan the man.
What's up, Tim?
But, yeah, so like I said, I was planning on having a great day of fishing today. Got up at 2-something this morning and was not working.
One thing did work out in your favor. If you can tell, my face is a lot more red than yours. It was windy out there. Windy and sunny. We're not used to that.
There's the Kelly Bullock Experience out there. Kelly caught a fish the other day. So congratulations, Kelly.
Catching fish is my favorite.
Yeah, that's kind of the reason of fishing. You know, that initially, I mean, that's the whole concept behind it. And then, you know, there's the other things. But hey, we got Muskrat Adventures out there. How you doing? So you and Stan 3 went out there this morning. I know 4 something in the morning, getting started.
Yep.
Oh, there you go, Dan.
Nice. Thanks for reporting back, Joe. It's good to hear they made it safe.
Yeah, that does help out a lot. There's our good friend LG Bass.
Hey, Tom.
Did somebody say
awesome stickers?
Did somebody say sturgeon? I mean the S. Thanks to Freddie, we now have it portable. You never know which one's going to pop up.
I got mine right back here somewhere. There we go. Trying to work out the
I see it. So, you know, we're going to have fun with that and
get that out of the way nice and early.
That's right.
I like Tom's new sticker. Those look awesome.
Yeah, and y'all check out LG Bass, Pontoon Jody, Wednesday nights at 10 p.m. on LG Bass's channel. Doc Tales, they get somebody new every week, and it's really it's a great, because we hear a lot about the fishing, and, you know, even with me, when I was on the show, you know how much I'm talking, and even with me, there was things that came out during that don't necessarily, so you could see a little bit more into what people are thinking, and so great show there, LG and Jody.
Yeah, I'll have to dig up a link for that, Dom, but I'll work on that in the background over here.
Yeah, that would be fun to see how far they've gone. I know that the speaking of Dan's stickers, if you watch shout out for On the Water Wednesdays,
that's how
we're doing the, oh, there you go. I got the deuces.
Yeah, 2 wiggles.
You're gonna have a W. But there's the Green Machine sticker. You got a chance to win one of these every single Wednesday, On the Water Wednesday, when we catch a fish closest to either the length or the weight ends up getting the sticker. And then he's got the Goober Time, the new Goober Time stickers, giving that out to family new memberships, any super chat or super sticker. So awesome, Kelly. Awesome. Well, good luck with that. Lance McCoo guys have a smiley face. There's a Green Machine sticker in Wisconsin.
Yes, there is. I'm going to try and share this link out there. I can at least share my screen. Maybe. Hold on. Got a whole bunch of stuff going on. Let me make sure we're good to go here.
Yeah, we got a Net Morgan. I'll call out some more people. Gray's Family Fishing. Definitely need a Goober sticker. The boys would love that. Grace, how many boys do you have?
I shared that webpage out there.
Here we go.
So that's how we're looking so far. And then
Not
we got
bad.
one across the pond. Boom. So we got some good coverage. Still looking for a couple states. So if you know anybody out in those ways, hook us up.
Not bad at all. I know which one is Lance.
Yeah, right.
But we won't go into geography lessons. We've done enough math the past couple of weeks. So.
Oh my goodness, we were running some in our video today. We did a really good comparison of weight to the formula, and the furthest fish we had was about 2 or 3 pounds off for 50-pound class fish. So that's not bad at all.
So as usual, I pick the best day to not go out on the water. Every time that happens, there's big fish caught.
Oh yeah.
And go ahead.
So we were actually trying out a whole new rig. I'm going to shut this page down and stop sharing it here. I'll try and get that link out there. I have to go through the back door and get myself in the stream as well.
We got Down East Tackle. How you doing? LG Bass. Where'd he go? There's Brian B. What's up, bro? Saying driving and listening. That's right. David G 2.0 is out west now. And I believe that there's going to be, y'all didn't go live today. I believe that there's going to be some videos coming out soon of today's adventures. And there we go. Speaking of coming to the James River, there's Freddie's Outdoors Adventures. How's it going, Freddie?
Sorry, I was focused on that link, but I thought you were talking to Brian B. Yeah,
I was saying Brian B before.
We did not go live today. We did a whole video recording. We were running 4 different cameras, so it's gonna be some good stuff.
Woo!
I'm actually transferring files right now, and one of my cameras had almost 150 gigabytes of footage on it.
Wow.
Recording in 4K will do that to you.
It's great seeing Stan 3 doing the get involved with some videos, because he's already, in just this short time, he's already put out more videos than we put out all of last year. So
all of the channel's lifespan, I believe.
Yeah.
Don't worry, he only forgot to turn the camera on for the biggest fish. But that's okay, I've got it. We got it on 3 other cameras. We're all right.
LG Bass said, Stan, we're not used to seeing you fish in the sun. Says, don't worry, it'll get cold and snowing this weekend. I know.
Hopefully
supposed to be
Sunday night. Hopefully Sunday night. That'd be awesome.
Gee, Dan, why would you be hoping for snow Sunday night?
Have a nice long weekend then. That'd be awesome. I'm all right with that.
But yeah, last year, Stan Day, from the beginning of January till like April, it was like first 14 Stan Days. 12 of them were at like 33 degrees, rain and sleet and snowing.
I remember those.
And the condition keeps going. Freddie, how could you? Dan's got Muskrat's got a question for you. Do you feel 4K is worth it, considering most people are only 1080 capable?
I talk with Circle Hook Productions a lot, and we've just started to notice you don't get as fine of a detail, even when you're watching lower grade stuff. Like when things export, a lot of things they may not export at full 4K and whatnot, but you're still getting a much better picture out of that. Or if you have to zoom in on things, you're still getting a 1080 picture, as opposed to if you started in 1080, then you're trying to zoom in. Now you're down to probably 720 or less. But I don't know, at least to future proof myself, I'm trying to move over to that. And I got a whole new computer that can handle the files, and that was my biggest drawback with my old computer. So just trying to do the best I can with that. Trying to get the audio right, trying to get the video right, and just put out the best product I possibly can.
And let's face it, things are going to just keep growing.
What am I talking about? It's not a product, it's free.
Yeah. Things are just going to keep growing. It's 1080 now, but before long, we'll all have... We'll be watching VR shows pretty soon. So
you already can.
See there?
Yep, you definitely could if you had a 360 camera. You could stream those live now, I believe, too. But TV's already up to 8K, so you put that on the big screen, and not that the human eye might be able to tell, but there's definitely a sharpness in there that I am starting to be able to pick up on now that I go back and watch some of my older stuff.
Yeah, and if you check out Circle Hook Productions, you can see the difference in... he does a great job with putting out an awesome, super clear
Yeah, Rogers, right. When everybody's 4K down the road, we'll have 10K then. Well, we already have 8, so we're not far away, I guess.
It is crazy. We have a bunch more people came in. 56 awesome people. More Reese Cason. How's it going, my friend? Net Morgan. Stan 3 saying, I got the eggs, though.
That's right. Yeah, every time we tried to cook lunch or breakfast today, rods, boom, down. We're eating cold eggs, burnt eggs, everything. Cold hot dogs.
Jay Fox Hunter out there. How's it going, Jay Fox? Glad to hear you're doing some better. That's quite a team right there. Kelly's saying, make sure you hit that thumbs up for the mayor and the goober catcher.
We lost almost as many as we caught today. It was a little frustrating, but it was still cool action. Of course, you can probably guess what happened. Every time it was my turn to catch a fish, what rod was it on?
A right-handed reel.
And every time it was Stan's turn, it was on a left-handed reel. And that when it was all jumbled up like that, that's when we were missing fish.
Well, I've got to say, by using both, it is awesome. It is awesome, getting to use both of them. So I'm still not quite as good with left as right, but it's getting there. It's getting there.
I think in most situations I'm comfortable with both, but the way we were fishing today, we're in about 2 to 6 foot of water for most of the day. And when these fish hit, they're just running. And you're trying to catch up to them. So when I'm trying to reel real fast, that's when I start to mess up right-handed.
Yeah.
Just normal reeling in. I'm okay with it. I prefer left, but
There's Chad out there. Fields to water. How's it going, Chad? Good to see you.
I've got 4 of them now, Kelly. The real question is Courtney ready?
We kind of did quite a bit of that last year, and we managed to catch.
That was fun.
You got the that day when we were out, and Courtney got the was it 60 even or 62 pounds or?
I think it was right at 60 or something like that. It
right,
was a beast.
Right
it was an awesome
right
fish.
At 60, right?
Yeah,
and
short, fat fish.
And Jenny, Stan 3's wife, she's caught a few of them in the 50s and 40s on that. I know Stan 3's got some. We got that one where we went out with your dad, and that was just shy of 40 pounds.
Yeah.
On the little whisker stick. They are a lot of fun. You're not casting with them, but
yeah, suspended fishing, which we happen to love to do.
And just so happens it's turned out to be one of my favorite ways of fishing. It's a lot of fun. Susquehanna Stan, the number 1 name in catfishing.
Lance has got his first trip of 2022 tomorrow. That's cool.
Woo!
I hope you catch one. Started out with a bang.
And speaking of that, like we were just talking the other day on the Water Wednesday, and I was like, man, everybody knows I was pretty sick and whatnot through most of January, and only caught one 22-inch fish in the month of January. So we were on the Water Wednesday, and I'm like, man, I can't believe I've only caught one fish this whole year so far. So we had to do something about that. If you were on the Water Wednesday with us, you saw that 30-pounder. I like it. You know me with the gang symbols. You got to have one.
Right.
You got to see us bring in that 30-pound. That was a beautiful, beautiful fish. What I like seeing about that one, that was a healthy young fish.
Mm-hmm.
And it still's got many years to grow.
I think he was a very disappointed fish. He was coming through a spot that usually holds a ton of bait, and there is next to nothing there. So
you know what?
This looks good.
Yeah, I'm gonna take whatever's here.
I'm here for my late night snack, and I don't know where the fridge went.
That was totally shocking that there was lack of bait And that was the whole reason we picked that area to go. We're like, well, you know what? We don't got a lot of time to fish. Let's go to where we know we can get bait. And
Yep.
cricket, no bait.
It's funny how the bait moves around so much. Yet about a month ago, when the temperatures were totally different than they were today, it was overcast and about 20 degrees. Citation Smitty and I marked a giant pile of gar, and we knew they were gar because we thought they were shad or perch and threw the cast net on them, and they were gar. We caught about 6 of them in the cast net. They were still exactly where we left them today, over a month later. So they have just kind of hunkered down for the winter. It's weird how the different fish act.
And that's going to be one of the questions on one of these Friday nights coming up here. I think we can say it. We're going to have a very special guest come up that is very, very, very familiar with fishing lakes, and we can do some comparisons and stuff. So that's one of the questions that I want to ask him, because that day that we went, when we went down there to Lake Kerr, hint, hint.
Yeah.
We were, matter of fact, bam, bam. But we went out in the boat, and it was just amazing how pinpoint accurate he was with not only the depth of the contours, but okay, there's going to be white perch right there. There's going to be this over there. Drop it now.
Yeah. I was on the phone with him yesterday, and some of the things he was talking about, the differences between lakes and river, were very interesting. So he's got a different perspective on the James River than most people, I believe. So that'll be cool to talk about.
Definitely. So that's going to be coming up within the next couple weeks. I know we got CatCon next week, but
next week already. Yeah, we're cruising right through February, aren't we?
No, wait a minute.
2 weeks. Maybe.
Now I am confused.
Yeah, next week is only going to be the
18th. That's right. CatCon is 2 weeks from now. 2 weeks from now. So maybe we can do that next Friday. We'll see.
Yeah. Hey, Jody.
We got Martin S out there. Don R. Boom, 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 boom with the $2.
Nice.
Thank you, Don. I appreciate that. Don R. I don't know if Stan 3 was out there. Stan 3. Well, we were just talking about going and doing some trout fishing here in the area.
Mm-hmm.
And most of what our trout we have available is stock trout. So Stan 3 was suggesting, I don't know why I didn't think of it. He's like, you know what? You should talk to Don R.
Yeah, that's a great idea. I was just starting to connect the dots as you were making your way to that one.
Yeah, Stan 3 got there quick, man. He threw it on me.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. I was actually watching a video on the Tennessee River about stocking last week that came out, and our Department of Wildlife Resources is really active on YouTube as well. They put out some videos like once a month or so, but they're usually pretty informative. And I learned that they're going to be stocking some tiger trout, which is like cross. Let me get this right. I think it's a cross between a brown trout and a brook trout. And they don't reproduce. They're sterile, but they're just there for fishing recreationally. So they look really cool. They got this cool pattern down the side. So it'd be cool if Don knew a little bit more about that, because that was the first I'd ever heard of them.
Yeah. So one of the questions was, when they are going to stock trout, do they continue feeding them right up to the time that they leave? Has saying, what's up, everyone listening? Fried chicken.
Send some this way. That sounds good. I'm hungry.
But I made some shell pasta with bolognese for dinner tonight. But so Don R, do they continue to feed right up to they leave, or do they stop? Oh, he says yes. Because
so to determine if that bite's going to be ferocious when they're first released, or if they're potentially going to take some time to chill out for a little bit.
Right. That's what the question was.
Oh, we'll find out tomorrow, because I think Courtney and I are going to go. I don't know if you guys are planning to go.
I don't know yet, but yeah, they do the stocking program for here, and trout in the warmer waters. They're there for the season, and that's it. So they put them there strictly to give chance for angling to catch them. They want you to harvest them, and
I looked it up. We get 6 per day, and they've got to be over 7 inches, I believe.
there you go.
I'm not sure I'll be keeping any. I don't know how to cook them that well. I guess I could try. We'll see what happens.
Trout are very simple. I could give you some. Stand 3 even cooks trout. Oh, there's PRM out there. How's it going, Smoke? Good to see you.
And that's saying a lot because you should have seen the eggs today that he cooked. Ooh. That's
That's
because we were being disrupted by those big bad fish.
But yeah, pretty much you super easy to clean. Run the knife right up through the stomach, up to the mouth, pop everything out, wash them off. You don't even have to remove the scales. Just wash them off, dry it off. You can put it in an aluminum foil pack.
Ooh, okay.
And just put a little butter in there, a little lemon, salt, pepper. You are good to go.
All right. That reminds me of a video I saw. It was a guy that was ice fishing, and he built this contraption where it was like a tip up, and it would pull the fish right out of the water, and they're all trout, and it would go right to the guillotine, and that would drop it down to a frying pan. It would automatically cook it. So completely hands off, it would be cooked trout right then and there. It was wild.
So 57 awesome people watching. Thank you. So Don is saying that they feed right up until they thank you, Kings. Right up until they go to stock them. So we'll see. Tim was saying that in his experience, that the Browns will start eating immediately.
Hopefully. At least a couple of them have to be hungry, right?
Yeah.
They're not checking out their new habitat.
And there we go. Okay. Of course, got to do the do.
I'm gonna have to go rig some rods up tonight. Figure out what I'm gonna rig for them. I've got a bunch of little baits I could probably throw, but I know you were telling me some good tips as well. You could probably fish that on a little Carolina rig or something.
Maurice got through cleaning 7 trout, heading to the grill. Yeah.
There we go.
Trout and salmon are very similar, but trout are so simple. You throw them in a foil pack. Bam, you can throw them right in the oven. You can also butter, saute them in butter. Same thing with some lemon. Basically just need some acid. So lemon, even a little. I've heard people just using a little vinegar, salt and pepper, or that lemon pepper seasoning works good with them.
Maybe next Friday we can catch some fish, and then you can show us how on the show.
There we go. Nice and simple. We can throw that right on the. There you go.
Okay, that was a lot to read.
Yeah.
Very informative. Everybody's quietly reading.
Sit it, and they're feeding on. So he's saying that the trout for that are raised in outside ponds. So they're already feeding on bugs. Without the midgie hatch, they would have problems getting from fry to fingerling. So, so they are and aren't. Okay, got it. That makes sense. Thank you, Don. And as always, like I said, Don R's got some great videos out there. I've loved the hatchery tours. It's awesome seeing all the different species they've got there. And you can even check out Don R catching a sturgeon by hand. Danny Stone's out there. How you doing? But yeah, so this year we're looking at doing, as you can tell by what we're talking, there's also some other species we're looking at. We are thinking of many other species, as well as keep doing catfish, because let's face it, we're here in Virginia. There's just too many big monster catfish here in Virginia to not fish for them.
Oh yeah, that's always fun.
But there's also some other big fish species around here.
It's incredible to think about all the different opportunities you have to fish in Virginia. You could fish mountain streams for trout. You could fish upriver for muskie, flathead, smallmouth, walleye even. That's something I'm really interested in.
One of the premier smallmouth fisheries in the country, from what I've heard.
Okay. Yeah, I live right near it, and I must not be a very good fly fisher or a very good smallmouth fisherman, but people do seem to love it right here. I think it's a lot more or a lot better place to fish with a fly rod than kind of what I've been trying. But I've caught a couple.
And that's a lot of fun.
Yep.
And that is what we want to do. Catfish Fever and Outdoors says, I want to see 122-pound catfish.
Yeah, we're out looking for them today.
We are in the place that, we're in the state that it can happen. There's you got the James River. You've got Kerr Lake, Lake Gaston, which is sister lake of Kerr. And the current, speaking of Kerr Lake with the 122+ pound fish, King's catfish, and there was 2 months ago. Time goes by so fast.
Yeah,
it was in the past few months. 130+ pound blue cat.
And I hear that was a low estimate. He thought it might even be bigger than that. He didn't take it to scales or anything.
Just unbelievable.
And that is interesting because everything that we weighed today was heavier than what we measured by like a pound or two, maybe up to 3.
Really?
Yep. So if he ran the formulas on it, there's a chance that was even a definite underestimate potentially.
Awesome. And for those that don't know about the formula, it's length times girth times girth. Divide that all by 800, and we're not going to get into the order of operations and all the other mathematics stuff. Length times girth, divided by 800, and that's a pretty good estimate. And we've been saying that because we've done some things. Some experiment with that before, and it's always been pretty close.
And there's two really good things that come from it. Number one, it helps us out on the kayaks when we don't have scales out there, and it's a lot harder to weigh big fish in the kayak. And number two, it's a lot harder for people to argue with you about the weight when you've got the length and the girth and you're running a formula.
Yeah.
Sometimes I just like to stick to length. There's no disputing the fact that this fish was 43 inches. If you don't like it, that's all right, but that's what it is.
There it is right there. And the thing that I like about it is that, if you're out there chasing these monster fish, let's face it, we have a respect for those fish. We're not going to, we want to treat them the best we can, get them back in the water, keep them healthy. And, when you're trying to get a scale and get it lifted and get the accurate, to hold it to, especially on those big fish. And then you see people doing the bigger fish on where they got the grips and it's on the jaw and they're weighing 40 and 50 pound fish on that.
Yeah,
it's
like you want to walk up to those people and say, "Here, let me pick you up by your jaw."
Because it'll just destroy the fish's jaw. But
yeah, like sometimes in the kayak we pull them in by their jaws, and I always try and get their jaw the best I can. But sometimes you're just on the jaw and you can almost feel it like bend, and I just don't like it. They're not.
You have to.
Not as strong as you think.
You have to, and you try to get it the best you can with. A lot of times when you're doing that, you're using your other hand to kind of support the weight and stuff a little bit. So, but the doing the formula and you get it on the board, you get the length, you quick wrap the tape around it, get the girth, and get the pictures, and bam, right back in the water. So there's no Danny, I think we all have at one point or another. You're so excited catching the fish, and that's one thing about doing lives and videos. You can go back and look, and you're like, "Oh man, I can't believe I did that."
Yeah.
And you don't even realize at the time that you're doing it.
The first
But
big
we've
fish
all,
I caught, I had no idea what I was doing, so I put him on fish grips and he was on my kayak, and I hooked him to the side of my kayak, and he ended up breaking off the rope that was there, so he's swimming around with fish grips. I felt so bad. And
yeah,
I'm sure he bumped into something and got him off at some point,
yep, and
or at least I hope so. But
yeah,
we had a pretty interesting morning while we were looking for bait today. We were looking deep, looking shallow, and we're just kind of cruising around looking at the graph, and something just kind of caught stand 3 in my eye right off to the side up in the shallows. And it looked like a stick that like the water was coming up and disappearing, but at the same time, like the rhythm wasn't right. Something was just weird. It looked like something was rolling over on its belly. When we get up to it, it's about a 60-pound blue cat, just like clinging onto the edge of life there. And we tried to grab him, but I think when we tried to dip the net under him and grab him, that kind of snapped him out of whatever little haze he was in there, and he swam right off. But he was not looking so good, and it was not far from the boat ramp, so we're thinking somebody probably had him in their live well and let him go and didn't take that all too good a care of him.
Chris Everett saying he's been fly fishing for 45 years. I love doing the fly fishing myself. It's a lot of fun. Danny, yeah, that, and I wasn't pointing anybody out in particular. I haven't noticed you do that. I've seen you, for the most part, you take pretty great care of the fish you're trying to catch and release, and so there was no ill-intentioned shot at anybody. Because, like I said, we've all done stuff that we're like, man. But yeah, that is a lot better to either get the sling to weigh them, or get the measurements and do the formula, or even in the net. Even if you have a net and you weigh them in the net.
A lot of what we were doing today is we were standing on the scale. We have got a standing scale, so it's like almost like an industrial scale on the boat that goes up to like 660 pounds. So we were standing on the scale and then zeroing it out, tearing it out, and then handing the fish to the other person and then getting the difference there. So we were never even putting it in the bucket or anything for the most part. And Roger's got a really good point there too. Says, and that's the first time the fish has felt gravity in the way that we feel it in the water. They're so much lighter. And a good example is when you lift your friends up in the water, how much lighter they feel. Absolutely true.
Point. Yep. Oh, we got we actually have a professional catfish angler now.
There we go.
Zimbabwean. Well, hello, welcome. G Style's out there. How's it going, G Style? There's Palmetto Cats in the house. How's it going, Kevin?
Hey, Kevin.
But and the bigger the fish are, it's funny because you think, oh, the bigger fish. A lot of times the smaller ones can handle more than the bigger fish can.
Oh, yeah.
Especially that because they're not as heavy.
Yep.
But even like dropping the fish back in the water, that little fish is just boop and gone. You chuck a 50-pounder, that hits that water with a lot more force than a little two-pounder does. So
I have two noises in my head when I let fish go. I think of a big fish getting let go in the water, and he just goes, ugh. And then when I like to chuck my little fish like a little football, like a little 1-pounder, or like give them a little torpedo dive, and they go, wee! They do a little flip underwater down there. They love it. Or at least that's what I tell myself. Oh, man.
Oh, you had me laughing so hard that one hurt.
Oh, no.
But that is true. Yes. Wee. Tony Harrison, how's it going, Tony? Tony catches some monster blue cats out there on the Potomac River.
That's right.
Good to see you.
Bank.
From the bank. Tony don't need no boat.
Mm-mm.
Holy smokes.
You're never gonna be able to let a little catfish go again.
Oh, just wait till next On the Water Wednesday.
Whee!
Yeah. You know, that demonstration will be happening on the Water Wednesday. Oh my goodness. Tony says, and by the way, thank you very much, Tony. Remember the Two Stands Fishing family, appreciate that. He says, all good, but I need a boat.
Hey, well, at least you're getting it done from the bank. It's gonna hopefully be that much easier when you get a boat. You're already on some great fish.
Yeah, I tell you, I love bank fishing, but I love bank fishing, but it's just so much. You can cover so much more ground, and you've got such a better chance because you know, especially like here on the rivers, we'll say that's what we have most experience with. Is you could be finding them in the shallows, and you got to drag 1 minute, and then bam, it just shuts off, and next thing you know, you've got to be anchored up on ledges, and next thing you know, you got to go do this. Where at the bank, you're pretty much okay. I think that they're gonna might be up shallow because of the weather, and I'm gonna try to pick a spot that might have a couple of different, and that's it. Or you got to pack everything back up, drag it back to the car, go to the next spot, drag it back out.
Oh yeah.
Parker Pursuits. I definitely need a boat. Danny Stone. Where did I see that? Had a ton of people call and say he shouldn't have released the pie bowl, but I feel good about your decision.
Hey, it's your fish.
That's right. Yeah, I would.
At the
Can
end of the
never
day,
go
as long
wrong
as
with
you're
fish.
happy with what you did, that's all that matters. It's your fish.
That's
You
right.
caught it. You can do whatever you
That's
want
right.
with it. Who cares what anybody else thinks?
All right, Tim. Appreciate you stopping in. King's Catfishing. Time to read the little man. Y'all have a good night.
Awesome guide service. If you're ever on Kerr Lake looking to catch some fish, he'll put you on them.
Check out King's Catfish, and we'll have the numbers and stuff, and we're gonna be having some good conversation coming up here. Yeah, we you know, fishing with Green Machine, and you know, even for people that have the little John boats, like you know what Stan 3 and I use, and uh,
Yeah, that's what I was chuckling over.
I just realized I was. Why is Stan saying hello to them? I don't know. Where are they? I have actually done that before, Kevin.
I've been missing a couple of questions here from G Style. I'm trying to go back up. One about an anchor. Oh yeah, so never lost anchors. I've got one for the kayak and for the boat. I've actually lost a never lost anchor before, but it wasn't the anchor's fault. It was my fault. You remember that day, Stan?
Yeah, how could I forget it?
I've got like probably 2 or 3 kayaks, and I'll move around if I'm doing an upriver trip or a downriver trip. Or I think this time we had just gotten back from the bay or something. So I had all my equipment moved around, and I had an anchor in the back, and I got to my spot and just chucked it and realized I never tied it off to a rope. So I threw one right in the water. I use an anchor trolley on my kayak and anchor off the back so I can kind of watch my rods out the front. But on the boat, it's the opposite. I anchor off the front and fish off the back. And that's just a lot safer. The front of the boat's designed to handle any kind of oncoming wakes or debris or anything like that. Whereas if you're trying to anchor transom first, you can get swamped over, and that's pretty dangerous.
So G Style Fishing is asking what fishing weight sizes? Okay, that's another question there.
Okay, so it kind of depends on what's going on. Today we were dragging in really shallow water, and the tide was not really ripping that hard, so we were using about 2.5 ounce Santee drifters, and we used those all day. We didn't really anchor up at all. Then if we're anchoring, we're usually looking for the heaviest current we can find most of the time. So on the James, that can be If you have 8-ounces, they can be pulled right back to behind the boat. So a lot of times we'll do 12s or 16s. 10s are pretty common. I kind of spread things out on the rack too. I try and get away with the lightest weight that I can. So on our rod rack, we've got some of our lighter medium rods in the middle by the outboard, and then medium heavies, and then heavy rods on the outside. So on those heavy rods, we might be casting 16s out to get those pegged out to the side, and then the medium heavies might be 8s or 10s, and then sometimes we have like a 5 or 6 or up to 8 on the center rods, just to kind of keep those put. So it really depends on what the current's doing. You kind of learn your waters pretty quick, what works and what doesn't. If you have a big bait, a lot of times you need to up your weight size to keep it put.
You know, and a lot of times that is the big deciding factor on your bait size, on the size of the sinker, because obviously the bigger the bait, bigger the weight you're going to need to hold it down.
Yeah, or if you're using a float or not.
If you're using a float or not, yep.
That's gonna if you're using a float that has like 2 ounces of buoyancy essentially, and you've got an 8-ounce weight, that's basically like using a 6. So is a 6 normally going to hold you without a float or not, or do you have to up it a little bit to counteract the float? Or are you trying to use a technique that Roger from Muskrat taught me, where you might cast out on a channel ledge and you want a weight that's going to travel down river so it can go right along that lowest contour there? I forget what they call it, but definitely an effective technique.
Yep, Epic calls that casting 90 degrees.
Yeah, then they call it like a swing rod or something, I think.
Yeah. I think that's what Roger and them call it. But if you look where, and by the way, hello, Tinkerbell. Great to see you. Never lost anchors. Never lost anchors. They, I mean, even the kayak one will hold your other boats. You know, he has the 7 pound. The kayak one is 7 pounds, I think.
Yep.
And then the one for boats, I think he's got 2 boat sizes, right?
Yeah, I don't know off the top of my head. One's like right around 15 and one's closer to 20, but we've got a mud bottom and those things dig right in. There's a lot of anchors designed that way. I just find that Never Lost is probably the most reasonably priced, but if you've already got anchors and they're working, there's no reason to switch, obviously, unless you just want a cool looking anchor, or if you don't have one that has a breakaway zip tie where you can pull it out if it gets hung. That's a big benefit too.
And they do custom colors on the anchors at Never Lost. So, and yeah, that 7 pounder will hold. That 7 pounder, depending on the current. Obviously, you're not going to want to take that on a big boat and be out there when, that flow is, raging down the river. But
Daniel's awesome. Roger's got that right. A lot of support to the catfish community. I've actually got an anchor that he's like kind of working on. I don't know if he wants me to talk about it or not, but it's kind of between the boat and the kayak anchor. So it's like a heavy version of the kayak anchor. So it's smaller size, but heavier a little bit. And it's got some heavy duty tines on it. So I use that one a lot. If our tide is about to change and we want to reposition the boat, I'll throw the normal anchor out, let a ton of anchor line out, go back, drop the back anchor out with that lighter one. Then we'll pull the front anchor until we're kind of wedged between those 2 anchor points. And then once the tide finally changes and starts ripping to hold us in place, we'll pull that lighter one up and the big one will hold us. So I definitely have 2 on my boat at all times.
Tinkerbell, we're doing great. Good to see you. Yes, and there's so many great companies out there that support just the ones that are even really big in the community. You got Uncle Lou, obviously huge. We love Uncle Lou. Uncle Lou rods, Uncle Lou planer boards. I love our Uncle Lou planer boards. You've got tidal weights. Brad use a lot of his weights, and great price. He gets them right to you. You got Jimmy from Sandy Drifters. Really been doing that a while. He's
Danny. Hey,
That's right.
I'm not gonna cramp your style. Just drop me off. I'm just looking to hit you right. I like that.
But yeah, definitely. And that's just to name a few. And you got Chris Flores, Muddy River Catfishing. And every time I start naming things, I always mess up, forget somebody. So I try to not do it as much anymore because I will forget somebody every time. But
Well, it's good that there's so many companies out there that people love and trust that it's hard to name them all. Got lots of options.
this is true. And
Lots of
of
good stuff.
course, we can't forget our good friend, Catfish Chris,
Oh yeah.
from Catfish Clothing.
Lyft and Uber boat rides. Now there's an idea.
Hmm.
Might be able to get my boat paid
Lorenzo.
off a little bit faster that way.
You never know. Can you imagine being out there? Well,
There you go.
how old am I? That's the old phones thing.
Right.
Place your Uber Eats order, have the boat bring it right out to you on the water.
We've kind of got one of those. There's that one pontoon that's the whole shack
Yeah.
built. She's got the snack shack on there. I've never really seen it running, but I think she's having trouble with the boat.
Yeah, and that's right, Uncle Lou. Two Stands Fishing Family member. Uncle Lou, thank you very much. Says there's tons of great companies out there with great products. Yeah.
And he's one of them. We caught our biggest fish of the day on an Uncle Lou planer board with an Uncle Lou silicone bead, Uncle Lou swivel, Uncle Lou hook, Uncle Lou rattle. Like, all right, this fish is sponsored by Uncle Lou.
Yeah. Oh, man. That is making me laugh.
You're gonna love it because we had all these shots of the Two Stands planer board with this fish looking like he's about to eat it because it's pulled up to his mouth.
I miss all the best days. It was killing me this morning to not go, but there was just no way that I could have made it.
Yeah, you got to stay healthy. We got that shad run coming up real soon.
Can't wait for that.
I'm trying to work a deal where I sell a kayak and buy a little john boat so I can zip around for the shad run out there.
Yeah, the little pond. I mean, the little john boats for this shad run. That was where I was trying. That was the point I was trying to big up before, and then somebody came in, and I was like, "Ooh, shiny thing, squirrel." But when we were talking about bank fishing, and you're that's it. I mean, even having a john boat. Thank you, Lorenzo. Thank you. Yes, muskrat. See, there I go again. Whoop, right off topic, but even having a little john boat where you just got a trolling motor where you can go a couple 100 yards up from the ramp or a couple 100 yards. You might get a quarter mile, half mile.
Yeah.
It's amazing what you can cover. How much more efficient you can be than just from the bank. And Fishing Local 252 says, what kind of kayak, Green Machine?
The one that I'm selling would be an Old Town Topwater 106 PDL. So it's about a 10 to 11 foot boat, like 10 and a half foot, right around there. That's what I think the 106 stands for. 10'6", I think. Pedal boat. Getting rid of that. I'm trying to get a little john boat. I just want to be able to zip around without having to dump gas into that big motor. Running around all winter is hurting the bank.
Oh, boom, Van. Thank you very much. Mac Fishing, my friend. $5. Thank you. I appreciate that. Mac's gonna be getting back out in the in the fishing scene here as the weather gets a little better. So Mac, appreciate you. Thank you very much, my friend. So definitely be looking for some stuff coming up from Mac Fishing. Speaking of squirrel, there he is. Oh, yeah. It's all mine, said Stan. You distracted? Never. Big Skips out there. How's it going? Ooh. So yes, the john boat, and the kayak. It's amazing the amount of ground that you can cover in like a kayak or a john boat. One of the best days that Stan 3 and I had out there during the shad run, we didn't even have the trolling motor, didn't have the oars. We had the coal shovel out there.
Oh my goodness.
Paddled out with the coal shovel, and we were just shad after shad, white perch, catfish after catfish. It was just nuts.
Yeah, I can't wait. I've had to paddle home with my cutting board before. That was about a low for me, but I was pretty close to the ramp.
Oh, there we go. Boom, boom, boom. Nice job, Mac.
Yeah.
2 Stands Fishing Fan membership there. Mac Fishing, I might add. He says, out on Wednesday, caught 4, and his last one was 22 pounds. Thank you. Great job. You know, all these people catching the 22 pounders, you know, it really means a lot to me. You know, I'm blown away and honored that y'all are doing that, catching those 22-pound fish for 2 Stands. I thank you.
You gotta start a thing where people send you a video of their 22-pounder for 2 Stands fishing.
Oh, there you go. That's a good idea.
Now that Stan is all into the editing, he can chop that up and put it together for you.
That's right. It'll take him no time.
And I see Stan 3's out there. I've got about 220 gigabytes of files to pass over whenever you're ready for them, buddy. Good luck.
Big Skip Fishing says, I need at least a 13-foot kayak.
Locals asking about the john boat. I'm looking. I've actually got one. I've been talking to a guy about. I keep calling it a john boat, but it's like a semi V type thing. I don't know. It's about 15 feet. That should do the trick.
$22 pounds. 22 pounds, biggest flathead. Lynn's saying 22 pounds for 22 stickers. Mac, trust me, it'll happen. You know, I thought back, and I didn't even realize it at the time because, you know, there wasn't the 2. We were out there, but we didn't have, you know, the name, the 2 Stands before this. So, you know, once we started doing YouTube and everything, that's when we switched to but the first big catfish that we caught down here was a 22-pounder, and that was like, oh my god, it's a monster. And now it's like 22 pounders or 20 pounders. Like, oh, that's nice fish, look at that. Well, it was a lot of fun, good fish. It just it takes time. And G Style said where'd it go? I think anytime the number 22 comes up, Stan's name is connected to it.
Yeah,
yes, one way or another.
I filled up my gas tank the other day, 22.00 gallons. And what did it cost? A fortune.
Yeah. I'm running a 22-foot kayak. Yeah, it's weird how much 22 comes up everywhere now. Where was it you that got that, son, the other day? Got gas and a soda, and it came to exactly $22. Freddie's new PB. There you go. 2.22 pound net. Seriously, the net was 2.22 pounds. And after the fish was weighed, it went down, you know, took the net off. His new PB is now 22 pounds. Yeah, you'll get it this year, Mac. It's just you know, just stay out there, keep taking the time out there, and if you notice you're only getting small fish in a certain area, try going to a different spot, and eventually it'll just everything will click and that big boy will be there. Because those that don't know, Mac fishes up in the Potomac area, so there's definitely some fish up there.
Oh yeah. And that was the exact experience I had on. I haven't done a ton of fishing on the Potomac, but when I went up there, I was just getting torn apart on small fish. So I had to unlaunch and go launch somewhere else, and I started getting some much nicer fish.
Uncle Lou wants to catch 22 fish.
That's not a bad goal.
You know, and I know, Dan, that you're not opposed to the 22s in fish. Because when that happens and you accept it, you might just get a 222-pound fish like we did right here. James Alba is saying, is this where all those crazy catfish people hang out? Guerrero Bagre. I'm going to have to check that one out. Y'all check out my good friend Guerrero Bagre saying, I just posted a short of my 22-pounder. Nice. Fishing Local 252 was checking out the Patak. Gosh darn it. You know what? If I'm not thinking about it, I can say it.
Yeah, I'm not trying that one.
Patuxent River, Patuxent. Anyways, I hear they've got some nice fish in there. There's a lot of, James is the big river here in Virginia for that, but you got the Appomattox, you got the Rat. There's a bunch of different big catfish waters here in Virginia. And there's Linda Cox. There it is, that silverback catfish again.
That was so funny.
James says, I don't care about numbers. I just want to catch fish. Exactly right.
Nothing
Hey, there's our good friend Bex from No Real Loss. How's it going, Bex? Good to see you. Quiet Man Curtis is out there. I think you're right, G-Style. Are you serious, Muskrat? Garrett, 22 hook sets till he made it 23. Well, if somebody could drop Garrett's link out there. Patuxent, thank you, Michelle. See, if I don't think about it, bam, it just pops right out. G-Style Fishing said, Stan 2 have the tip S jar for himself. He's at $1 million by now. Yeah, that's for sure. Goal this year is 2,022 pounds of fish.
Well, why not 2,222?
There you go.
Because of the year, I know. I might have to jump out of here pretty soon. That 2:30 wake up is catching up to me right now.
Yeah, I'm going to be jumping out of here in just a minute myself. I'm still I'm getting too old. That's this would have been nothing before. Hey, there's real time catfishing in the house. Family member, real time catfishing. Thank you. Hello, everyone. Hello, Stan and Dan.
Hey.
Hello, John. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing a little better. Oh, that's right. They got that Muskrat Adventures will be at it's an expo out in Ohio, I believe, at 11 with Chris Sodders. But yeah, when I know, Glenn. He used to be up all night. I'm still having some issues with when Freddie and Nina came. By the way, Nina's kayak crew, her new PB, 46 pounds. Check out Nina's kayak crew. I hit the ground hard and did some damage to some ribs. And that was it's been a week, so it's still Thank you, Lorenzo. Glad that you're here. Always great to see you. Thank you. Thank you. G-Style, I think Green Machine wearing green socks to match his background. There you go. Danny Stone figured it out. You should have got up at 2:22 and you would feel fine right now.
Yeah, I actually didn't get up till 2:40. I was supposed to get up at 2:30, and then Courtney's like, "You need to leave." Then I get both the dogs. Go away. Go fish.
Yeah.
Don't you have to go somewhere? What time is it? As long as it's not work, I'll get up.
But so yeah, I'm still trying to deal with that a little bit. That was the reason I couldn't go out today, and it's catching up with me now tonight. But hey, Real Beast is out there. Sorry for everybody just coming in. We are jumping out. Did I freeze up? There we go.
No, you're good.
So we're gonna jump out of here. Dan, appreciate you coming up.
Yeah, no
Make sure you check out Green Machine Outdoors for On the Water Wednesdays. There we go. You usually see two stands fishing on the Water Wednesdays.
Yeah.
So yeah, we already got that set up for this coming up Wednesday.
We'll figure something out.
Stand 3 and I will be out there braving the elements this Sunday morning because, as usual, stand day has always got to have bad weather on it.
You're already good on bait. I know Stand 3 brought home a whole mess of bait for you.
Yeah, he was saying that to me. So, again, thank you. Appreciate everybody coming in. We're up to 60 awesome people, I think. Oh, thanks for coming in. Thanks for visiting, Danny. I appreciate it. Thank you. Real-time catfishing. Good to see you. I love seeing all the people that have joined the channel. So thank you. Does help out a lot. Mike Irvin, thank you very much. Definitely check back in. It might be next week. We'll get in touch with Tim and see what we can work out. And stand day, snow day. There you go. That's going to be awesome. Talking to somebody that's got experience fishing lakes as well as rivers.
Mm-hmm. You spent some time on the James for sure. And they've even got a river section up at Kerr Lake, from what I understand.
So awesome, Jello. Thank you. I appreciate y'all checking out Guerrero there. Got a great channel. So we're gonna jump out. Thank you, everybody. For everybody that came in late, I'm sorry, but I gotta go. Dan's got to get some sleep, and we'll see everybody Sunday morning unless we see you before then. Y'all have a great night. Thanks for coming in.
All right, later,
Bye-bye.
everybody.